This time, we are going to be hearing from Dose of Society. Now, Dose of Society are a socially powered video platform for fresh, unheard voices with a mission to share amazing stories from real people. Okay, we've got a VT from them right now.
Hey everyone, welcome to our chat. Hope all is well. My name's Ahmed Fade. This is my good friend, my business partner. I'll let you introduce yourself, actually.
Yes, me Latte, co-founder of Dose of Society.
And yes, Ahmed Fade, also co-founder of Dose of Society. So we're going to share our screen and show our bit of our presentation and tells you more who we are, what we've done, and potentially how this can inspire you. Perfect. Can you see the screen?
I can indeed.
So yes, welcome to our chat, everyone. Again, we are the co-founders of Dose of Society, and we are a socially powered platform on a mission to change the media landscape. So we create original content that gets under the skin of the generation, hungry for something better. So how did this all start? Behind the camera. So yes, again, this journey kind of started on October 2017, where I decided to pick up a camera and share the thoughts of and opinions of young people in London. Got excited, told my good friend Nee about it. And from there, we just, came together and built a platform, a global media platform that, has changed our lives for the better, and hopefully, has changed other people's lives also for the better. And prior to that, I was actually an economics student. So I went to university, studied economics. So that economics skill, birthed, that business hunger within myself. And yes, it's been an amazing journey so far. Nee?
Yeah, so I'm currently 26 years of age, and I come from a journalism background. So I studied journalism at Nottingham Trent University, and I always had a passion for sharing stories and creating content for purpose. And when Ahmed approached me regarding a Dose of Society, that's when, the idea sprung to mind, and sort of that excitement, that whole idea of essentially telling stories from real people. And that's when we went on the streets. And from now, sharing stories on the streets has now become a global business where we're getting essentially people from around the world sharing stories to us. And it's just been an amazing journey from sharing stories from London to around the world. So yeah, excited to share the journey more.
So here's a bit of a video that explains and shows our work.
Wow, there's a question.
What, do I have to?
My dancing.
Oh God. Butt implants.
Skinny models. As a female, I definitely think social media has affected me.
You think it's gonna bag you a rapper? Honey, you better get your life.
Do I feel like veganism is a hype?
It's almost hipster to be a vegan right now.
I'm searching for something that lies beyond greatness, innit? And I ain't gonna get that from eating no meat.
Meat is the way, chicken is the way.
Are you going to give me the heads up first of all, so I can know what the questions are?
I've suffered on and off with depression.
Kind of feel like you have to fend for yourself.
Men cry too.
I guess it sort of just comes out.
Sometimes I can't really hold back the pain or the tears.
Sometimes your emotions do get the better of you.
Yo, shout out Dose of Society.
Shout out Dose of Society, J-Us, Us-Sala.
Yo, Dose Society, it's Gary D.
Hello, Dose of Society. Mwah.
Hey, what's up? Gary Owen. I'm on Dose of Society.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. That was a bit about what we've been able to create over the past, 3 to 4 years. So far, we have over 100,000 followers across our social media platforms. We've surpassed, 40 million views and, 500,000 plus on engagements, i.e. comments, likes. And 70% of our audience from the UK, Asia, and, we have a growing presence in Asia and Africa. So again, we've managed to build a really, a global media business.
And over the past 4 years, we've managed to collaborate with amazing companies, as you can see here. So, as you can see from Snapchat, we were actually fortunate enough to receive investment from them to essentially turn a passion project into a full-time business now. So we're actually working full-time with Dose Society, which has been amazing. We've also managed to collaborate and do some content partnership with the likes of Revolt TV, Havas Media, Princess Diana Awards, Facebook, you name it. And it's just been an amazing journey so far.
100%. And yeah, across the past 4 years, we've managed to meet, you know, amazing people. So on the far left, myself and you know, we've managed to meet the CEO of Snapchat, who actually invested into us. So that was an amazing, you know, experience. You know, had the amazing opportunity to speak at, you know, Harvard University in Boston in America. You know, participate in with Facebook incubators, you know, Snapchat. You know, in LA, as you can see me looking nice and, you know, sun-kissed.
We try.
In, you know, Los Angeles, California, Revolt TV, who's owned by, you know, P. Diddy. And also Gary Vaynerchuk is a serial entrepreneur, just amazing business person. And these are the amazing people who kind of, you know, been able to kind of partner with and, you know, get experience and advice off over the past 3-4 years. And also, do you want to talk a bit about our community?
Yeah, so our community, we've built a global community of followers that share and create content, and we share that on our digital media platform. And so far, as you can see, we have 100 creators in 60 and 70 plus different countries. And yeah, they essentially share stories to us, and we'll distribute that out on our social media platforms.
So yeah, thank you for listening to our stories and how we kind of created, you know, Dose Society. So we've got a few quick takeaways for what we learned over the past 3-4 years before, you know, we go into this Q&A session. So my first one is doing multiple stuff, learn. At this young age, it's so important to be doing, you know, various stuff. You know, it's amazing. You know, when I was in, you know, secondary school and, you know, college, I was always, of course, learning, you know, your maths, your English is very important, but also it's important to do stuff outside of, you know, the normal education system, because you just learn and soak up so much information that's going to benefit you in your 20s, 100%. And that's probably one of the biggest advice I'll give to everyone here today. Honestly, what you do outside of your normal 9 to 3, 9 to 4, or 9 to 5 is going to benefit you in the long run, because you're going to have that competitive advantage over most students, because most students tend to, you know, go home and whether it's just chill out, play games, it's all well and good, still have your time to, of course, have fun. But please, it's so important to just, whether it's learn how to create videos, learn how to edit, music, whatever it is, whatever you're passionate about, please follow your passions, because it will pay off in the long run. Also, keep in the mindset that you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. When you pursue passions, a dream, a passion project, a side hustle, or business, you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. Everything's at your feet. You know, we're in the 21st century, you know, UK, we have everything here. You have so much to gain, nothing to lose. And lastly, but not least, it's going to be okay. You know, going on to your, you know, your journey, you're going to receive some criticism, haters, people laughing at you, but please understand, it's going to be okay. That's part of the journey. That's part of the process. You know, we have to be bigger than them, and you are bigger than them. And, you know, always understand that, you know, going through this amazing journey is going to change your life, and it's going to be okay. So try not to be stressed out, you know, ignore the naysayers, the haters, the people that say no, and please follow your dreams.
Yeah, a few key takeaways from myself. One of the things that I really learned just through the whole process of building a business and building brands is the whole idea of purpose over profit. And what I mean by that is you have to really identify your why. Knowing your why is so important before starting a business. And if you don't have that why, there's no foundational element that would allow you to sustain all the things above your business. So knowing your why will allow you to, one, you know, excel in everything that you're doing, and two, allow you to identify the key areas in how to excel. So really identify your why when you're creating a business. Why do you want to pursue this? How is this going to benefit society? How is this going to benefit myself? Think about all those key things when doing when starting your business. And also during that process, I've learned that you have to seize the moment, seize every moment and seize every opportunity that you get. There's going to be times where, you feel a bit scared, you feel a bit shy to approach people. And failure is inevitable. You're always going to get no's, but there's always going to be that person that will say yes. There's always going to be that person that will say yes. So by doing that, it's about adapting that nature and the attitude of going and trying your best, trying every time to seize that moment. Do not shy away from those no's, because failure is inevitable. No is inevitable, but that yes will come and will eventually come, and you will seize that moment. And leading on to that swiftly is your future waits your consistency. By doing that, you have to be consistent in doing that. Like Ahmed and I, we were very consistent in building Dose of Society. It was 3 to 4 years that we've been doing this. We've encountered so many no's. We've encountered so many, we've encountered so many just failures in general. So essentially, you have to be consistent in that. Be consistent and allow yourself to identify, the vision that you've set, and you'll be able to achieve your dreams.
Amazing. Perfect. So yes, here's our details. If you have any other questions, I know we're gonna go to a Q&A shortly, but please reach us out on our Instagrams. Here's our emails. If you have any questions, any thoughts, if you need any advice, please, we are accessible and here to help. So thank you so much for listening. And yeah, we look forward to hearing all your questions.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
There we go. That was great from Dose of Society. And I was already waiting for them to appear, because we do have them on a live link up. Ahmed and Nee. Here they are. All right, lads, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Thanks so much for telling us a bit about Dose of Society. It's definitely connected with people, because we've had loads of people coming in with questions already. So let's dive straight into them. I mean, first thing from AJ. So you said that, Dose of Society is all about finding unique, real stories to tell. How do you go about finding those stories, and how do you go about finding those unique perspectives that they're coming from? Must be quite a challenge.
Yeah, definitely. So initially, we do vox pops. So we hit out the streets of London or Leeds or Manchester, wherever we are in the UK. And yeah, we approach interesting people. And yeah, depending on what they say, anything that we feel like could be valuable, we upload it. But now we've to this new world, we've managed to create a community around the world. So we have over 100 plus people within our community from 97 different countries. So it's people who are passionate about, inspiring and changing the world and leaving their mark. So we have a WhatsApp group chat now. We do Zooms every couple of weeks. So it's really connecting young people from all around the globe, not just in the UK now. So it was tough at first, but yeah, in this new world, creating a community has really benefit us in many ways.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you've got WhatsApp groups and stuff as well. It's just, there's so many ways to connect with people. I guess it's one of the things, if we're trying to look for positives from the whole pandemic, realizing that we can do these, video calls and we can connect with people so easily all over the world has been pretty useful. It's great to know that you guys have been capitalizing on that. But I've got a question from Charlie. How did you make those first steps into taking what you do international, Nee?
Yeah, so essentially, as Alma was saying, we were initially going out and doing vox pops. And with that, with the global audience that we've managed to essentially attract through our Instagram, a lot of the people were saying, and were essentially saying that they want to create videos from their areas, from their local towns and cities. And from that, a lot of people then started to send their videos from Turkey, from Lebanon, from France, from Spain, you name it. And it started to build sort of an attraction where we then decided to take this on a global scale rather than just coming from the streets of London, we wanted to take this on the international basis because, we initially started off with vox pops and street interviews and, getting the thoughts of people on the streets from, issues and topics that a lot of people are interested about and essentially care about. But a lot of people really care about all these topics on a global scale. So when, reaching and approaching these people, a lot of them decided to create videos for us, and through that, we managed to build a global community, which has been amazing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I guess that just shows that, so many of these issues, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your background is, everybody's affected by the same things, and you get those different perspectives. Got a good question here from Ayan, saying, what are some of the best interviews that you've done, and what are some of the most inspiring stories that you guys have heard throughout your journey?
I think one of the most interesting ones we did on the streets was definitely at a climate change protest in London. Just seeing so many young people from ages, honestly, 10 to 18, just on the streets, kind of, voicing their expression and frustration with what's happening around climate change, not just in the UK, on an international scale. And I think that really gave me kind of shivers and goosebumps, but in a good way, of hope that young people are leading a charge, and young people are passionate about voicing their opinions. And that was truly inspirational. Also, most recently, we did something out in LA, in America, Los Angeles, California, where we got time to spend in an area called Skid Row. And people who don't know what Skid Row is they call it the homeless capital of America. We were able to stay there for the whole day and speaking to people, the homeless people, and how this is honestly a pandemic in America. The homeless crisis, specifically in the West Coast, is terrible. But being able to spend time with them and learn from stories has honestly changed our outlook on life completely.
Yeah, that must have been amazing. So why do you think, now is the time for a platform like yours? Was there any specific thing that triggered you to start it in the first place? Like, that made you think, actually, you know what, the world needs this?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're so overserved with content, misinformed by, social commentators. And for me, working, coming from a journalism background, you're so used to seeing, news that essentially is so negative and is so polarizing. And for us, we wanted to essentially reach out to people, from real people with real stories, and essentially gather their thoughts on what's currently happening. Because as I said, working within the news organization, you don't necessarily hear voices from the ground who are actually experiencing it. You always hear it from the correspondent, or you always hear it from the news anchor. But we're saying that we have all these people within our global community, and the people that are actually affected by it, they can share their stories rather than it being a correspondent or a news anchor. We need to essentially share those stories and allow people to see how people are affected by these stories. And the thing is, a lot of people don't know what's happening within different countries, so we're essentially building a community and a platform where people can actually see the authenticity of what is happening in all these countries.
Is it also an issue around positivity? Because it feels like, so what you guys are doing is sort of outside of, I guess, the traditional mainstream media, but when people think of that, they often think of the more negative side, people telling more negative stories. Is positivity an important thing in what you do?
Has to be. Again, where the news, what news I'm talking about, news outlets today, modern day media tends to tell, the negative side of stories, whether it's, this in this country or this crime here. But getting positive stories from young people is so important, because I feel like today's social media can be so toxic, it can be so negative, so we need a break from that. And yes, we do of course tell positive stories, because it's important. People need to learn and understand other people's stories, specifically the positives, rather than just specifically negative. So
I've got one more question for you. Well, there's actually loads more than that, but all we've got time for. And on that kind of topic of positivity, from Laura, at any point were you tempted to give up? And then what stopped you from giving up?
110%. There's been times of self-doubt. There's been times of just setbacks, and that has, you know, essentially led me to think, you know, should I give up? You know, but it's inevitable. It's all part of human nature. It is all part of human nature. But one thing that kept me going is the long-term vision, and the long-term vision is what enables me to, you know, essentially see, you know, the full benefits of what I can gain within the future. So, you know, whenever, whatever sort of passion that you have, whatever you want to achieve in life, just think about the long-term goal. How do you want to get there? Because as I was saying previously in the video, you know, failure is inevitable. You know, there's going to be times where you're going to encounter no's, but as you keep on going, there is going to be that person that will say yes. You know, there's going to be a time where that door will eventually open. So it's a matter of being consistent and just keep on going.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Definitely. Wise words. Listen, guys, thank you so much for joining us and sharing a bit about what Dose of Society do. How can people get involved? How can people that are watching now get involved in your community?
Check out our Instagram, Dose of Society, DOSE of Society. Drop us a DM. And yeah, if you want to get involved, we'll love to have you.
Amazing. That's brilliant. Listen, thank you again, guys. It's been brilliant, and you're truly inspiring. Keep up the good work. Cheers. Thank you.